Hi everyone, this is Mike Minter with Financial Synergies, and today I'm just going to be discussing some of your cash options with Financial Synergies, particularly Flourish Cash, which is a little unique in that it is completely separate and outside of a brokerage account. It's not something that we manage or really, we don't charge a fee. There's no monetary incentive whatsoever for us, but it's just a value add for our clients. If you need access to FDIC insured cash, maybe beyond what you currently have, or just looking for a much more competitive yield. Still to this day, let's face it, most bank savings accounts are not going to be anywhere near the yields that you could get with a Flourish type account. Again, there's no incentive for us whatsoever other than to just provide the technology and the account to you and allow you to simply link up your checking account with the Flourish account and they'll take it from there. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So basically, and by the way, obviously with us, you still have all your traditional money market funds and all of those options within your brokerage accounts, which we pretty aggressively allocate to make sure that we're maximizing that yield. And money market funds are still going to outpace FDIC insured bank savings accounts for the most part. Not always, but ours are pretty handily outpacing even Flourish at this point. So it would still be more advantageous to have the money market fund in most cases, unless you need FDIC insured protection. So think of Flourish is just it would be either a complement or a replacement for a bank savings account because it's getting full FDIC insurance. You can still pay all your bills and all your daily stuff that you've got to do would still be run through Flourish in your bank account, just like you do now. But you would increase your yields in most cases, and you would you would have that FDIC insurance. So basically, quickly, just to recap, and I sent out an article. I guess it was probably 2 or 3 months ago about this, but Flourish is it's a conduit account. It's basically a technology platform. They are not a bank. They are simply linked. You would not have to give up your bank checking or savings account to access Flourish. They actually just provide a conduit in where they would allow you to link up to your checking account and just transfer what you want into a Flourish Cash account, and they will allocate to their program banks, which then allows you to maximize your yield. So, for example, and these are not little bitty esoteric banks somewhere you have to worry about. These are highly rated big banks. Think of Citibank, HSBC, for example. So they'll allocate it accordingly in a way that maximizes your yield. So as you can see here, they've got extremely competitive rates, if not the top rate in the nation or one of the top rates in the nation for FDIC insurance protected cash. There's no account fees, minimums whatsoever. These are just bank deposits, and there's no expectations. You can just set up the account and transfer to and from as much as you need. They are able to increase FDIC coverage pretty substantially. As you can see here, your traditional checking would have about $250,000 in FDIC insurance protection. Flourish Cash is able to increase that quite a bit. You'd have 2.5 million FDIC insurance protection for an individual account, up to 5 million FDIC for joint owners, and they also allow business and nonprofit accounts, and that would be the 2.5. They're able to do that because they're allocating across multiple banks, and you get the 250 per account, so they're able to allocate and aggregate this and provide that extra coverage. Not that there's going to be a lot of people out there holding millions of dollars in cash. I get that. That's not, we don't run into that much. But if FDIC increased coverage is something you desire, then this would be a good way to do that. So you can access your cash whenever you need it. It's a great software system that is very easy to use, and we would help you set all that up. Many of you have already set these up just because you want something that you can depend on and maximize that yield, and just weren't finding that with your traditional bank. And that's typically where we see this come into play. Again, it's just one simple account. You keep your existing checking and savings. You continue to pay your bills exactly as you do today. There's zero account fees. It's just one statement and pretty seamless all across the board. So really just a great solution for those cash needs outside of a brokerage, things that you pay your bills with, or you just have a need for temporary FDIC insurance protection on cash. This might be an option for you. So here's all the types of accounts they support, pretty much anything you'd probably need. Gives a little description. By the way, I'll include this PDF in the article with this video. So, but basically they're not a bank. They're just kind of a conduit account, and your bank would just link directly to the Flourish account, and you would transfer the money between your bank and Flourish, and they would then take that and make sure it's maximizing the yield across the program banks. And there are all types of features and things you can do, setting target balances. They've got a program called Smart Balance, things like that, and all types of alerts and things to really help you manage the cash if needed. So yeah, just a great option across the board. If you are interested, we can help you facilitate that. So give us a call if you're interested in this. Here are the current rates in FDIC coverage. So you can see that they're currently at 5% at that top tier. That's going to cover the first 500,000 on an individual, the first $1 million on a joint, and first 500,000 on a business. So you'll get that top tier, anything up to those dollar amounts. So as you can see, just really great competitive rates across the board. Any remaining balance would receive the 4.5%. Again, unlikely anybody's holding vast amounts of cash necessarily, but it is nice to know that you would get some very, very high rates, even beyond these initial tiers. So anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. Just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention again, because it's funny how often we're talking about cash these days. A couple of years ago, it was kind of a non-issue. You weren't getting yield anywhere, so these conversations were few and far between. But with rates having increased, obviously this is now, we have options and meaningful options, and so just wanted to provide this to you once again. So if you've got any questions about this whatsoever, just give me a ring or give your advisor a call. We're happy to facilitate it. Literally, the account setup process is about 10 minutes, so it's not a cumbersome process at all. So give us a call or shoot us an email, and we'll get y'all set up. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great day.